Good day, dear chess lovers. After a weekly break, finally I am back and want to give a try to record a video. The following game which I want to share with you was played by legendary American chess master Paul Morphy during an 8-board Blindfold Simul. The event took place in 1859 in London. In this game, Morphy is playing against James Cunningham. Let's see what happened on the board. Morphy had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Cunningham answered with e5. Bishop c4, bishop's opening is on the board. Bishop c5, c3, knight c6, knight f3. But with a transposition of moves, we reached a well-known position of the Italian game. Knight f6, d4, white is establishing this classical pawn center. He takes d4 and e5. C takes d4 is the other popular continuation, but Morphy decided to attack his opponent's knight. Queen e7. Already on move 6, black is making a serious mistake. Theory recommends d5, after which white is either playing bishop b5 or is moving back the bishop on e2. But in the game, instead of counterattacking white's light-squared bishop, black decided to pin this pawn. But the problem with this move is that once white is castling kingside, black is facing a very unpleasant problem. Now, how are you going to neutralize the attack? Here Cunningham moved back his knight on g8, but risking and winning this pawn is better, although I have to tell you that even in this case, white is doing great, white has better chances. Don't want to delve too deep into this line, but this is preferable for black, although still white has an advantage. In the game 2, castling kingside, black answered with knight g8, which is even worse. Here comes c takes d4, and there we have it. Suddenly white is getting a very mighty pawn structure. And now how are you going to stop this avalanche? Queen c5, counterattacking this light-squared bishop, knight a3, knight d4, bishop e3, knight takes f3 check, queen takes f3, and queen f8. Yeah, it turns out that other retreating squares are losing. For example, if you make a move like queen b4, then this time d6 is winning. That's why black decided to reinforce the pawn on f7. But even this can't help black. Already black's position is hopeless. A takes b6, knight b5, king d8, rook a c1. A very subtle move by Morphy. He is just intensifying the pressure, using the fact that his opponent's pieces are simply demoralized. Here black played d6, and there comes e takes d6, c takes d6, queen e3. We have a nice target on b6, rook a6, and a very impressive move by Morphy, knight c7. Let's not forget that this is a Blindfold Simul, but the level of the game is really very high. So at all costs, Morphy wants to get rid of this defender and target the pawn on b6. Now if, for example, king takes c7, then simply bishop takes a6, discover check. That's why black played queen e7, trying to simplify the position, but there comes knight e6 check. White is first avoiding the exchange of queens and then is removing the defender, thus making the pawn on b6 defenseless. Bishop d7, well, if you recapture, then this is too obvious. And then rook takes c8 is coming. In the game we see bishop d7, and another very interesting move by Morphy, bishop b5. He wants to get rid of this light-squared bishop in order to weaken opponent's king further. King e8, well, if bishop takes b5, then queen takes b6 can follow, and once black's light-squared bishop is removed, victory becomes a matter of moves. This exposed black king has no chance of surviving. In the game, Cunningham played king e8, and this time we see d takes e6. Some essential squares are already under control, and rook c8 is the threat. For example, if bishop takes b5, then rook c8 check. Black played knight f6, but even this can't help black. Still, this bishop is pinned, and rook c8 forced a resignation. You are going to lose your queen. That's why at this point Cunningham resigned. Another very nice game by Paul Morphy. Once again, the level of the game was very high and there were several attacking ideas which I liked a lot. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to find the winning line for white. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.